Hey everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Manna House podcast. I am Tino,
Silly.
and today we're joined by a very, very special guest. We are joined by the one and only Simz Kulla. Sims, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Manna House. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. We first discovered, I first discovered you, I guess two different ways. Two different ways. I'd heard of the Muffins music before. But then one day I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a clip of, I think it was you and Hakeem in the studio when he was recording one of his verses. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I was like, let me go check this out. And then I went and I checked it. I was like, this is amazing. But at the same time, I'd seen Amari and I'd seen your name on there as well. So I was like, I need to go find out more. And yeah, I think since then it's just been like
Your music's been on repeat.
your music has definitely been on repeat this whole time.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's amazing to have you here. Can you give us a brief introduction into who you are?
Yeah, I'm Simz Kulla. My full name is Usimpiwe Kulla. Yeah, like born and bred in South Africa, grew up in Gauteng, Johannesburg. And yeah, like staunch Christian, grew up with a family that is very Christian as well, Seventh-day Adventist to be exact. And yeah. My dad was a choir conductor. My mom was like a singer in the church. So that's where most of my influence comes from. My brothers too are very musical as well. That's where some of that comes from. Yeah, I guess growing up, I always had an ear for like really good music, but music that my dad really enjoyed, you know? So he was like my compass on like what's good and what's not. So like by the time I got a little older, when you start like finding some friends who also like similar music, it's like, oh, okay, cool, this is the stuff. And yeah, and then that passion just really grew. I never wanted to be a musician, to be honest.
Look at you now. I mean,
You know, that was
What
never
did you
the
want to
plan.
be?
I didn't even have like a plan. I studied accounting at varsity,
mad.
so I thought I'd be an accountant at the very least. Well, that didn't happen.
I mean, being an accountant, being a musician, I mean, they're not that different.
Yeah, very, very different, very different. So yeah, I don't know. I think music, I honestly, I know it sounds crazy, but I think either God and music really were pushing me towards like music. When I was, and I still probably still say this today, I'm a very good avid listener of music, maybe a bit more than just being a musician who creates and writes and stuff like that. But like I loved listening to music. So I guess it just got to a point where there was a switch and it was like, okay, now it's time to create music and let's see what that, you know, can lead. And I'm very grateful to say that, yeah, man, like I'm a full-time musician now.
Amazing.
And it's like, it's paying for my bills. I never thought it would.
You praise God.
You know?
I know. Teach us how.
Yeah, teach us.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm
that's
curious. What was on your playlist? What was on young Sims's playlist?
I mean, I used to listen to what my dad. So my dad played a lot of a cappella music.
Okay.
So there was a lot of a cappella at home. There was also a lot of country music at home. Also like general gospel, but very, very white music, gospel. You know, not really
like
Yeah,
Southern American gospel.
very
Like
American.
Gaither?
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot too much Gaither. Oh,
Heritage
what is
singers, them
Gaither?
guys.
So a lot of that, a lot of heritage singers as well. That was like a big thing at home. So that's what we listened to the most. But my dad did love jazz and he did love African jazz. And that made me appreciate, I guess, you know, the South African concept of music, or context of music, you know. So yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Adventist homes, no matter where you are in the world,
Yeah.
like Gaither's a staple for everyone. I don't know what it is. Everyone's like growing up like, yes, I was listening to Gaither. You're like, okay, come.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought when I was growing up, I genuinely thought Bill Gaither was SDA. He's in the hymnal. He's in the hymnal. He has a song in the hymnal.
Yes, fair.
So I was like, he might as well. He definitely is.
Basically.
And he was at everyone's house.
Bill and Gloria have written a lot of songs for, their side of the church and Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we should speak to Bill at some point. Yeah. So, yeah. How did your music journey start into becoming an artist? Because you grew up listening to music. Your dad loved music. But then, what was the journey of like, okay, we're going to start making music?
Yeah, so in high school, I started to learn how to play an instrument. I played the guitar in high school. And then also, as soon as I got to varsity, I joined the choir. But throughout my primary and high school life, I had been singing in choirs, in and out of choirs. So I guess that is probably the vocal development I didn't know I was getting as I was growing up, And then in varsity, I met up with the Muffins. But by then, we were literally doing stuff at the university for the vice chancellor and for like important events that were part of the university. Because I went to the University of Johannesburg, and they don't offer music at all. There's no an arts section to say. I think the only BA arts was like teaching or something like that, and psychology. So so we just sang around, and before we knew it, we were starting a band. We had no business. We had no business starting a band, but it felt like the whole school. Yeah, we did it anyway, and then like things really moved quickly after that. Like once we started doing a couple of shows, in less than 6 months we were signed, and then we were creating music. And like I remember like feeling like I wasn't ready for this, or I hadn't reached a particular musical level to be putting out something out with the guys. But because it was happening so fast, and it just so happened that it was like that, and I'm very grateful for it, which like taught me, I guess one of the biggest lessons was that you don't really have to be super ready to start releasing music. You can start releasing music from the jump, and you can learn into that process as you're going.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it, and then started performing. I didn't really enjoy performing. Even today, I don't really enjoy performing. My thing has always been to create music, to write music, to arrange, to do the background stuff, to be a producer. So as soon as we had released our first album, my whole thing was like, okay, how do I become a producer? How do I get behind the scenes, but I'll still use this vehicle to learn about the music industry and everything like that. And before I knew it, like got Fruity Loops, got Cubase, got Logic, and then got Pro Tools, and then started learning. And then before I knew it, people were asking me to do stuff for them. So then I started writing songs for other people and started arranging. And that's when I was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I love that. I really love like being able to, I guess, see the vision come alive, because it sounds like things were happening quicker than you realized, and then you kind of then tapped into that, and we're like, well, I guess this is where this train is going. Might as well jump on it and make the most of it.
Yeah, and there was a lot of self-doubts, a lot of just like not knowing where I stood with what I could offer the people, what I could, putting yourself out there. There's a lot of anxiety that comes with. So there was a lot of just a lot of unsureness in that whole process. But the thing is, I knew what the music was doing to the people, and with the Muffins, we were getting like a following. By the time the record label was like, "Hey, we want to sign you guys," it was like, "Okay, let's do it." But I want you to know, once I said let's do it, I really got into it. Like, didn't hold back. Put all my musical ideas that I could forward, and really made them come alive. And I'm very happy I did that, actually.
Yeah.
Leap of faith.
Yeah. So it definitely sounds like a leap of faith. How do you then manage still being obviously a member of the Muffins, but there is now also, like, we now know a separate side of things of Simz as a musician on his own. What's that like?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that probably my family was asking is that, hey, the Muffins is a circular group and you're a Christian boy, so what's up with that? and at the time, yeah, there was a lot of like I guess like self introspection about that. But at least what I realized is that with the Muffins, we don't really sing about things that I don't believe in, or things that I don't think that are important, things that still mean a lot to me. So there's not about, like, we're not singing about money or girls, or we're singing about things that really matter to us, and things that have affected us when we're young men, and things that are affecting us now, and things that are affecting society. So I thought that was very important. But yeah, I think I was still able to be myself in the band, and then still like create my own music on the side, and still like be myself. I didn't see the two as being different. I just saw the other one just being an extension or an exploration of something that I wouldn't be able to do if I was in a group setting. So yeah, but I loved working on my EPs. That was very important for me. And yeah, that I called the first one Discovery because I was literally trying to discover what am I about and what do I enjoy. And then, but the time I was like really good with that, I was like, yeah, I can start making music the way I want to. And then I did Undone, which was more of like a studio like project that I really enjoyed doing.
Yeah. Yeah. In the EP, so you've got the first EP Discovery, you had the one that you did, I guess the first recorded one, and then the live version. I guess what was the push to do that live version, especially now? I think now, especially that you've said you don't like performing, so I'm like, what was the
live one?
reason?
Yeah, let me say, performing is not my number one thing of being an artist.
Yeah.
I think creating and producing is my number one thing. But at the time, I didn't really see performing as like the number one thing. But like performing is so important to I guess, the greater part of expression and putting yourself out there and being vulnerable in front of people and sharing, what you've been going through in songs that really resonate with you. I think that resonates with me quite a lot. And also, when you've been performing with a band for like so long, you needed to see if you could do this thing on your own a little bit, And there's a lot of things I discovered about that because, being in a group, you can lean on your brothers, you can lean on people on stage. You're doing this together. The weight is on you. But when you do it alone, it's really shifted. It's now all on you. It was my first time having to sing back to back to back to back to, where sometimes in the Muffins, you just sing one song and then another guy can sing, and
that's why there's poems in there. You're like strategic breaks,
I remember feeling very exhausted when we finished doing that live thing. I remember feeling like, wow, being a solo artist is actually really not easy. I really respect it, But yeah, that night was really just to promote my upcoming EP. And it just turned out to be like a really success that I was like, I have to release this as its own body of work. And that's how we got the live experience.
We're glad that you released it.
Yeah, very, very glad you released it.
Yes.
That's how I introduced Natalie to the Muffins. So I was like,
okay,
listen to this. This is all you need to know. And then now we can listen to the rest of the discography.
But then now it's interesting because the medley that you did, like,
yeah,
I love that. And then Tina was like, okay, let's actually play the songs.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, why is it going into a next bit? Like, where's the next song? And he's like, no, that's the medley. Like, stop thinking of the medley. They're separate songs. So so now, I mean, admittedly, I listen to the medley more than I listen to the songs.
Yeah.
But
I don't blame you. It's also my favorit.
It's great.
Yeah, it's like speed running the Muffins. I love it.
Literally.
Yeah.
I think this is a good segue to my favorite song, which is "Rain on Me."
Yes.
And we spoke to Vocal Harmony recently, and they also requested that we ask you about this. And there's been other people that have also requested that we ask you about this song. So we definitely can't let you leave without speaking of the song. So could you tell us what was happening in your life when you wrote that song, and what was the inspiration for it?
So the first part of Rain on Me was actually written by Hakeem, who is on the song, and we were working on his project with some other producer friends of mine, and I felt like I was working so much on Hakeem's project, and I was like, Hakeem, you need to give me a song. I need a song because I'm doing so much here and I'm not getting paid for all of this, bro. You gotta do something. No, Hakeem is actually the homie. He did so much on my first EP. He wrote probably 50% of the music that you hear. He wrote parts of Higher. He wrote parts of Rain on Me. He wrote parts of Discovery. He really, really I mean, we have a little conversation also on the stuff. He was really like pivotal in like the writing process of that whole thing. But yeah, so when he wrote Rain on Me, I felt it to be like a gospel, but it felt very spiritual to me when I heard it. And I remember like working on it and like putting so many things in it, and I realized that I was really ruining the song because the message is so clear, it's so simple. It doesn't need so much, and I ended up stripping 60 to 70% of the song away and just leaving what was there. And I thought like vocally it's already been carried. And yeah, so that's how that song really came about. That was probably the second song I wrote on the EP. The first one was Higher, and wrote it when I didn't have a job. And I was just in town in a little apartment. And yeah, I enjoyed working on that so much, but it did take a lot of me
I
out
would
of it.
say it sounds like it's a very dangerous song because you're just so, oh, this song is so great. You're just singing, and then you're like, wait, Rain, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? I don't want it. It's like, that Tried by Fire song.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, whoa.
Yeah, the thing is, I think it's Take Six. They have a song called, I think, Sunshine. I'm not sure. On one of their albums, and I always really loved the analogy of seeing strive and things that you go through as rain. I think Kirk Franklin also wrote a lot of that kind of like analogy type of music. And I just liked that concept, and I felt like, man, this would be such a great thing to tell people. Like, it's okay to ask, God, let the rains come, let the troubles come, because we know it's making us stronger, it's making us better. And it's not easy to ask because we want to live with a soft life. But
yeah.
we have to, I guess, humble ourselves and be willing servants from that.
I think it's the first line was like, I'm thankful for my tribulations, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like already you're like, it's like I'm singing it and it's so vibey. Like you're singing it like, yeah. And then you're like, oh, wait. No, but I am thankful for my tribulations. Like you deep it after you sing it. I think it's one of those
you
really
hate
good
going
songs.
through it, but when you get to the other side, it's like, yo, I needed that, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And even the style of the song, like, I don't even know what genre you'd call it, but I say like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I asked my friend Mpendulo Sibanyoni. He wrote the bulk of the arrangement vocally. And I told him, hey, bro, go crazy. If you ever felt limited in all the stuff you've been doing in your life, this is the one song where you don't have to feel limited. Like, do your thing and just like go crazy. And he did, those vocals are banger. I mean, we got a video, got some really good vocalists to redo them. And yeah, I really love that vocal part. Like I really, really am thankful for that vocal part.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Honestly, like listening to it, we're just like, I oftentimes I'm like, how can you blend like I guess the acapella tradition that one has with also like the new music tradition that like is going on around you. And I feel like that song perfectly does both those things. Because I'm like, I feel the vocals and I feel that, but then I also feel like, especially the rap and everything else around it, I'm like, this makes all of the sense. Like, I think you like you hit the nail on the head with that song.
Literally.
Definitely.
And it's been an inspiration for you as well, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Like
it has.
sometimes there's a song that we were working on and like I just didn't know how to describe the vibe. So I was like, I just said, okay, rain on me. This is the vibe I want.
Yeah.
I don't know how to achieve the vibe. So we might be calling on you to help us to achieve, you know, that
No,
amazing
that's
vibe.
cool.
But
That's
yeah.
cool. Thanks, guys. I'm actually
Yeah.
humbled by that.
Yeah. You mentioned how you were some of it you're writing with Hakeem or you reached out to Pendulo. What's your writing process for when you're approaching songs like the EP or just your personal stuff?
Yeah, so for Discovery, I mean, with the Muffins, it's very collaborative. Everyone writes something and everyone arranges and stuff. In Discovery, I got a lot of my friends who were not necessarily part of the Muffins, and I needed them to really help me a lot. You know, I have a lot of people playing or helping to write or helping, you know, in some way or form, which was very important for me to build that community, but also to lean on people. I really think Discovery is only sounds as good as it does because of the people who lend like their expertise and their fingers or their voices or you know whatever. So yeah, very collaborative. Whereas for Undone, it was very selfish. It was more of just me in studio writing everything myself, production everything myself. I wanted to really just like hone in my own skill in production and really do things myself. Not because I didn't want to share, but because you know, you have to push yourself in the stuff you
Yeah.
work on. You know, you have to measure your growth, but at the same time, you have to push your growth in the things that you do. You know, so I felt like for that particular project, it needed me to just sit down and really get the bulk of the work done. Not to say I didn't get any help, but like if there was like 10 people who were working on Discovery, there was like one person helping me on Undone. You know, yeah, and it was a great process. You know, I mixed and mastered my stuff myself. You know, I'm really proud of that. And yeah, did all the
That's
Atmos mixes
incredible.
myself, which was crazy. A process that I really enjoy, but I'm so grateful that I can be that kind of artist who could do, you know, both pre-production and post.
Yeah.
Do you not overthink when you're like mixing and mastering your own work?
Definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Cool. That's fine.
It's not just us then.
All
It's
right,
not just
cool.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually gets very annoying towards the end when you know you're almost done, but there's just like this one little thing that you need to fix, this one little thing. And with me, it will always annoy me. I'll even dream about it, wake up in the morning, be like, "Okay, I need to go fix that." So yeah, definitely it does. But you know, I can still like play my projects in any system and still be happy that this was what I wanted it to sound like. But I also think it's a quality, you know, offering.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's really cool.
that is very cool.
Yeah. Quick, before we move on to the songs in Undone, what's your favorite part or lyric in Rain on Me?
I see mercy. No, it's actually in Hakeem's rap that I love. The part about my grandmama.
Yeah, my grandmama heard my music and she started to cry.
Woo!
She took my hand and she told me that I'm gonna be fine.
That part, yeah, it blessed me when I heard him say that. I was like,
Yeah.
man, that's
Yeah.
crazy, you know. So that's my favorite lyric.
I've got a question about that actually
Bro, shout
because
out for knowing the lyrics also, bro. Wow.
oh come on. See now this question is even going to be worse because on the record he says my grandmama heard my music and she started to cry, but on the live recording he says she started to smile. Was
Right.
that yeah? What
Right.
was the reason for that switch?
How
I
did
think
you pick that up?
so. I
I'm
honestly
listening to his
feel
music. I'm telling you, I was top 0.1% listeners
Okay.
when that EP came out.
yeah.
Yeah, you
So
were
the
actually. You were. Yeah.
so the lyric is to cry for sure. But I think Hakeem got so excited that night, he just ended up saying something else. There's even a part where he even forgets the lyric a little bit, if you listen to that part of the recording. But it's because he hadn't sang it in such a long time. So yeah, I think he just added that word. But also, you have to understand, Hakeem, I call him a wordsmith. He's so good with
Mm.
words, and he's
Yeah.
very quick with it too, So I think, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just like a weird manifestation of like a story coming together, maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I think from me as a listener, it felt like both worked really well because I feel like that's a valid reaction from both.
yeah,
Of like this music is so deep that someone is crying because of it or they're smiling because of how proud they are of you. And also the live experience felt more like a celebration than just an EP. Just like than just a regular recording. So it felt like Smile was more appropriate in that particular setting.
No, you
Jesus,
analyzing.
that's beautiful, bro. That is beautiful. Never thought of it like that, and I might actually go listen to it after this.
There you go. There you go. This is why we do the podcast, guys. So we
Yeah.
can
Ask these questions.
so I can ask the question because sometimes I feel like, am I crazy for thinking this? So I'm like, let's actually speak to the artist and hear about it.
Nah, you're not crazy.
All right, and then thank you for that. The new EP Undone. You mentioned how you worked on that on your own, but this one you also have a collaboration with the Muffins, which was this is this is quite interesting for us because we're like, oh, like again, you are in the Muffins, but also it's like
You're collabing.
you're collabing with your own group. It was
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, this is going to be interesting and what it's going to sound like. Can you tell us about what that was like in working together with them and writing those songs?
So that particular song, what is it called again? The first one is Utanda no Musa, and the second one is okay. Anyway, that second one,
Pray Harder.
Pray Harder, yes. Was a song we actually wrote for Uyinene when she passed away in Cape Town, when the girl who got into the post office, and then ladies started feeling like, does it mean anywhere we go we're unsafe? And we were like very like touched by that, especially because the guys have kids of their own, and they have baby girls too. So when we wrote that song, we were actually trying to use it for like a specific campaign that didn't really work out, and it didn't come together. But it was such a good song, and I knew we were not going to put it on our album, and I knew no one was going to use it. So, and by that time, I think we only had one verse, just the beginning part. So I took it and I was just like, I think I can make this into something. I don't know what I was going to make it into, but I just took it and made it into something, and then finished it. And then I literally parked it for like 2 years and put it away before I even started on Undone. When I started on working on Undone, and I remembered that song, and I was like, man, but I think that song will fit in the whole EP. It would fit in so nicely. And when I played it, and I told the gents were like, yeah, bro, just put it on your EP. We have such a very sharing culture in the Muffins, so if you want to do something, you just do it. Like, all the music is released through the same label, which is our label anyway. So yeah, the guys were just like, yeah, bro, put it on, let's make it a thing. And yeah, that's how literally that song came about. It came from a very like sad place. but really it's a celebration. And a lot of people are like, what do you mean by pray harder? What do you mean by, I mean, I know you can't necessarily pray harder, but it's more speaking to the sentiment of like when we feel sad and when we feel like we're in a very dark place, we we feel like we need to have a stronger connection with God, and hence then the sentiment of praying harder. It's not to say that it's going to yield a different result, but it just means that you're just trying to get a stronger connection. You're telling your kids to, hey, maybe you should pray more, pray harder. You're telling yourself maybe you should pray harder, just so that we can not have these situations, or even if we do have these situations, unfortunate situations, we have like yeah, we can lean on him and he can give us some answers on certain things that we might not understand. So that's basically that song, really.
That's so beautiful. Yeah.
Very deep.
And I think there's quite a lot of themes on this song, on this EP, especially around that aspect of like, I guess leaning into some of the discomfort and some of the stuff that, like, life is not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, but it's okay and you can kind of keep going. The last song, Flawless, I believe, has quite a lot of that, of kind of saying, I think there's a line in there about the pain turning into poetry or something like that. But yeah, I was listening to it and I was like, it seems okay. Like, does it need a hug? Like, what was going on, bro?
No, man, I think I was just like in a space where you can appreciate like the person you've become now, but at the same time you can also like really introspect and like really for detail speak about particular things that got you to a certain place. I felt like I needed to be a little bit unapologetic about being a man, being a black man in South Africa. So I think that song was trying to represent that. And yeah, it is quite deep, but I'm very proud of that song, man. I worked it with my friend Greg, and yeah, like we were just like in a space where we were writing songs for a lot of people. And he sent me the song and I was like, bro, I really like the song. I want us to keep it, And yeah, then we wrote those lyrics, and he also understood what we were writing about without even speaking about it, But that song is very, I guess, self-indulgent in what my life was at that point. Also the song Undone was also very self-indulgent about like who I was and feeling like I had to unlearn a few things to become, I guess, a new person or a better person, So those two songs are very like fitting being back to back on the EP. Whereas like the first three songs are more me and God, Tanda no Musa is very just thanking God for the things I have in my life and my family. Then Pray Harder we just spoke about, and then the lullaby that my mom is singing on the song. There's also a Christian song that I learned as a kid, but that stays with me for so long, So yeah, that's how I got to that point.
What is your favorite song that you've ever written?
Nah, I can't. They're all my children. They're
How can you
all
pick
my
a child?
kids. I can't say to this kid that this one is my favorite. Nah, I can't do that. I can't pick.
Okay, well, I'll ask you a separate question before we start talking about the new songs that you have coming up. You mentioned you have can your mom singing something on the EP. What was I guess what was the reaction to you saying, "Oh, can you come in and do something?" And what was it like working with her? Because I'm guessing this is probably the first time you guys worked on something to be released commercially.
Yeah, no, my mom didn't know. My mom I literally asked her to sing me the song on a voice note, and literally the voice note is what I put on the song.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell her that I was gonna do that. I think even at the point when I asked her to sing it, I wasn't gonna do that. I was literally just trying to remember the song, like genuinely trying to remember the song. And then she sang it. I was like, oh yeah, that's that song. And then I parked it. But the time I was conceptualizing the EP, I was like, man, what if I took my mom's voice notes and actually made something around it, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, that thought became what the song is now, you know? And it was difficult because technically there's a lot of issues with voice notes and whatever, but it was so pure and like honest. I really thought like I could capture something there and bring it out. And literally what I said in the beginning of that song, I'm genuinely asking my mom, "Hey, please, can you sing me that song that you used to sing for me when I was a kid?" And and then she did, which was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's moments in the EP where almost like it takes you out and we feel like we're reminiscing with you or we're entering into a particular moment with you.
Mm.
So like on the first song, I think it's Standard Nomusa, where you start the harmony start singing that hallelujah,
Yes.
hallelujah. Yeah, I feel like there's like a moment in time where you're taking us back to a particular place. What was the thought process behind those kind of decisions?
Yeah, I just so the song because the song is Tana Numusa, love and mercy, um, love and grace, and it felt again like I'm just thanking God for all He's done. It just felt like a church song. Even the beat is like is very reminiscent of what African church people would sing towards, you know. So that's why the beginning part was like really like taking you into a church or getting out of a church, whichever way you see it. And the middle part was just like if you had to like freeze time and just think of a song that you would have heard at church, you know, it would be that
Yeah.
song.
Mm.
And I really loved that sample and then just like okay, snap out of it and then get back into the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Kind of to show like this is my roots and this is how I grew up and this is where really the song is. It's like, you know, I really want to praise and worship God. But at the same time, I'm really just thanking him for like everything he's done. Like honestly, like it's been amazing what he's been able to do with my life. And yeah, that's it's a celebration. That's literally what that song
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's
And
such
it's
a
the
beautiful
most
song.
listened song on my EP. I thought it would be Pray Harder with the Muffins because they've got notoriety, but it was that song. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people were like, no, we want the deep stuff. But to be honest, I think we speak to a lot of people and they're like, yeah, I released this song. I didn't think anyone was gonna listen to it. And
Yeah.
now that's the most streamed one. So I think there's
It's
something
always the
audience.
unexpected songs
Yeah,
that
definitely.
do.
That's true. That's true.
You mentioned that there's some stuff coming up. So what are you currently working on? What can we look forward to? Either from Sims specifically or from the Muffins in general.
Yeah, I really wanted to work on an EP this year, but there's no time. I've got so
The
much
year's
on my
not over yet.
plate. Yeah, I've been since June last year. I've been working on the Muffins' latest album, which is their third album, our third album. And it was a live album. Like we shot everything live, and we did it in a studio audience, and it was a silent concert, so everyone was on headphones, just like you guys are now. And yeah, so I'm busy mixing that and also doing the video editing at the same time. A lot of
Wow.
stuff to
Fun.
do. But my deadline is the end of May. So I'm hoping that I'll be finished by the end of May and hopefully by June or July we start doing the rollout on that album. It's
Mm.
really good music. The boys have written some good stuff. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm also got the privilege to be working with my friends Just Six. They've got like a new album coming up as well. So we're gonna mix that together. I've heard the stuff. Sounds really good. Probably some of the best stuff I've ever received in my life to mix and master. Really. Looking forward to that. And yeah, working with a couple of people. Oh, I'm also working with Noted this year. They're doing an album.
Yes.
I see they've already advertised their album launch, which is in November sometime.
Yeah.
And I have to finish that album before that launch. So, yeah, a lot of stuff that are coming up this year that I'm really excited about.
Is the Muffins album being launched this year as well?
Yeah, definitely.
It's taking everything in me
Three
not
albums
to
that are
book
gonna
that.
come out this year.
Taking everything in me not to book that ticket to South Africa. I really have to. Really have to be disciplined.
Yeah, we're gonna have a launch. We're gonna have a listening session, and we're gonna have a launch.
Yeah, there goes our bank account. I can already hear the money leaving. Like, it's loud, man.
British Airways is gonna have all my money. Anyways,
You also sound super busy
yeah,
this year.
Yeah, I'm grateful for it though.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for it because I still get to do what I love. You know, music is what I love. Working behind the scenes is what I've always wanted to do, and I'm getting to do that. You know, so yeah, I'm really grateful just to be in this position. It's a lot of work, but it's the work that I want to do. So yeah.
Mhm. Are you now full-time, like a producer and musician rather than an accountant?
Yeah, I actually work for a company, and I do film scoring. That's actually my day
Ah,
job, really. And my day job is to film score and write songs for adverts and jingles and all that stuff.
that's cool.
It's okay. It's cool. I like it. I like it, but
Yeah.
I like the other stuff more.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry if any of your colleagues hear this. It's like, we love you, but you know.
No, they know. They know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's great.
we're all musicians, so we all know what we're working on.
That's fair.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well,
yeah.
at some point in life, you might receive more music.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard, I listened to one of Tino's songs.
So surely come.
Forgot the name of it, but it's one that you recently released. Because I wanted to get to know more about what this podcast was going to be about, you know? And I thought it was really good, bro. Did you
Thank you.
did you record that yourself? Well, like, tell me more about it.
Yeah.
Sorry to interview you in your own podcast.
No, it's cool.
Was this the acapella one?
It depends which one it is. The most recent one is it the one with with the two of us in it in the almost like in the cover? I'm forgetting the name.
So I did hear that one as well, but I also
Yeah.
I think I'm referring to the acapella one that I heard.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah,
the
surely
one.
come.
Yeah, that one. In the pandemic, I was living with my parents, and I was going crazy. So I set myself a challenge of
We love you, Mom. So
I set myself a challenge of creating something every day.
Ooh.
And then that was one of the songs that came out of it. I just came up with a bass line, and then I just started writing. I was like, oh, this, writing. And then I had a finished, I guess like by the end of the week, I was like, I'm happy with it. And then I sent it to someone, and they're like, yeah, you need to re-record it properly. Because since the mic that I had, I went on Amazon and bought something for £14. Because again, I was a broke student living with my parents. I did not have anything. Thank God for a good girlfriend turned into wife now, who around the same time also, yeah, she also bought me a mic. And I think that's when I knew. I was like, this is the one, Lord.
investing in his music journey. Yeah.
I didn't, because it was unprompted. I didn't say anything. And I was just like, listen, clearly God is using you to, supply all the needs. I was like,
I asked my sister, I was like, what mic should I get? All right, cool.
I love that.
And then I literally my sister has like a walk-in type of like wardrobe. So I literally put the microphone and the stand in the wardrobe, and I recorded the song in there, and then I resent the stems, and then released that. So yeah, and then because of the other songs I wrote around that time, ended up packaging it into an EP, and that's Surely Come is like the final track of that EP.
It came out pretty well, man. Shout out.
Oh, thank you.
That wardrobe song, yeah.
It's the wardrobe song. But I am working on some new music, which more than happy to send for an ear
Share
and
the stuff,
there.
and we can talk about it and see. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Very true.
You never know. All right, we've got our final question to ask. Leslie, do you want to do the honors?
Yeah. So firstly, Simz, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great. And this is also a bucket list tick of Tino's, because
definitely.
yeah, he's been so gassed. the question that we ask to everyone on our podcast is, who would you recommend that we speak to next, and which song of theirs would you like to hear about? And it can be more than one person.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I think Nkosi Hotspurs for sure from Just Six. And he can speak about his whole catalog because he's got a lot of stuff he's done. Pendulo Sibanyoni as well, even though he's taken a backseat on the music stuff, but maybe you guys can reignite his love. and probably Reefy, because I really love Reefy stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Good
a good list. We'd
Yeah, it's a
definitely
good list.
reach out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, we'll ask.
Yeah, we'll tell them Simz sent us, so they can't say no. So
Yeah. Tell them they can't say no because I sent you. Because they are very close to me. They are all my friends, so they can't say no.
I think Riffy's working on my sister's album right now as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, Riffy's super busy, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's working on everyone's album. Between
That's
the two of you, you know,
Yes.
the
No,
whole
Riffy's,
the whole
Riffy's way more busy than I am. Trust.
I mean, wait for it. After this pod, we'll be like, okay, everyone send their music to Simz. Let's just
No, actually, not even after. Right now, everyone. I'm looking at the camera. Everyone, send your music to Simz. Okay.
we want him to have to quit his job because he's
want him to have so much work that he can do this all the time.
Yeah,
crazy.
literally.
Yeah. But Simz, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone at home, thank you so much for listening. We'll definitely be catching you in the next episode. Yeah, hopefully we'll have more people to listen to. In the meantime, go listen to Simz, go listen to Undone, the EP, go listen to Discovery, and then go listen to the Muffins. And yeah. I think between all of that, you have a lot of music to listen to.
You have. The songs will be on our playlist, which will pop up now. So, go listen.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks to your listeners as well. I'll see you guys soon.